Ends up for the pilot flying, because you're mine. I walk the line.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Yeah. Appreciate that. That might have been the best performance of my career here so far. I appreciate that. Johnny used that trick at the Opry a few months later. He was very, very quick to rise up the country charts, and he did become that Opry star that he always wanted to be. But right in the thick of his fame, the biggest, most famous moment in our history went down, and by far my favorite thing to talk about, the $1 Million Quartet jam session. So this night was kind of a symbol, a peak of Sam's career. In the middle, we see Carl Perkins from Blue Suede Shoes wearing the black shirt. He was recording a new song with the help of Jerry Lee Lewis on the piano, who is pictured in the top left, looking over his shoulder. Jerry was hired by Sam at this point for $5 a day to play piano on other people's records. Can you believe that? But while they were working on that song, Matchbox, which the Beatles picked up about 10 years later, Elvis came walking through the front door, out of nowhere, and he just crashed the session. He was home for the holidays. He wanted to say hello to Sam, but this would not be some low-key hangout. Sam freaked out when Elvis walked in, because at this point, he was the world's biggest entertainer, 5 songs in the top 10 alone, with the #1 hit, Don't Be Cruel. Immediately when Elvis walked in that door, Sam was on the phone with Johnny Cash in the top right, and he said, "Johnny, get down here right away." Then he called the radio stations in town, the 2 biggest newspapers, and about 40 friends and musicians. A lot of those people showed up, and this room just turned into a giant holiday party. The feature of that party was these guys right where that piano sits today, playing everything from blues to country. They played Jingle Bells for 5 minutes straight. Sam wanted to record it, but Sam also knew that recording Elvis outside of RCA would be horribly illegal and undoubtedly a giant lawsuit in the making. So he wisely decided to go ahead and do it anyways. He opened up that door, he snuck a microphone in his control room with the volume turned all the way up, recorded the jam session for 5.5 hours straight. All night he kept the tape rolling. The funny thing is, everybody was drinking so much and having such a good time, they didn't even realize he was recording. And he kept it secret for 30 more years, everybody. Sam did not tell anybody, not even those guys. Elvis never knew in his lifetime that night was recorded. Sam finally got the audio out 3 decades later with the help of 3 other record companies, the companies that they all ever belonged to by the early 80s. So RCA, Columbia, Sun, and Mercury Records all came to an agreement to get out the jam session. But it's part of my tour finale. I've got a clip of Don't Be Cruel for you in just 1 minute. Before we listen to that, we got to listen to the biggest Sun hit of all time. Jerry Lee got his own contract out of the jam session, and a few months later, in 1957, he cut the all-time biggest seller that Sam ever recorded. This picture was taken right before they did it. Goodness gracious. Great Falls. There you go, Great Falls. You should have heard my last tour, Crickets. I was disturbed. Here we go.
You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Honey, love, what a flying. You came along and woo, now honey, I changed my mind.
Everybody, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. All right, I'm going to call the engineer. We're all recording in here tonight, because that was a great chime-in right there. Now, Jerry got all of Sam's promotion for 2 years. He promoted him in the States, really big in England and parts of Europe. But in 1958, right at the height of Jerry recording here, Sam also started focusing on a new project. He started building a massive studio 1 block down Madison Avenue, right behind us, called the Sam Phillips Recording Service. He bought new gear. The room was 30 feet tall, 10 times bigger than this, and he moved in there by 1959. But guess what? From 59 until he passed in 03, for 44 years, Sam did not find the hits down the road that came out of this humble little room. This little shoebox of a studio, after he left, became abandoned. It became a barbershop, a laundromat, and in the middle of Memphis, Tennessee, I kid you not, it makes no sense, a scuba diving and surf shop. Mississippi River is not fit for that. Nobody knows what that was about. However, when our owner bought this space in 1987, he quickly realized, oh my God, nothing ever changed. Sam came down to confirm that the walls behind the Quartet are the same walls today. The doors, windows, lights, and ceiling, all original since 1950. And if you look right down here, this hole in the tile is right where Bill Black dug his upright bass into the ground when That's All Right was recorded, from that fateful jam session night. So we're very lucky nothing's changed, especially because we are an active studio, recording about 200 nights a year from 7 to midnight after the last tour of the day's done. Bands from all over the world can book with us. Anybody can book time with us. But I will say this, since '87, some of the highlights have been hosting. Well, first off, U2 kicked it all off. That's Bono by the door with the cowboy hat on. They cut their Rattle and Hum record in here, and we're really in debt to them because they got so many other modern artists interested in recording here. Some of those other artists, Tom Petty, Chris Isaak, Beck, Bonnie Raitt, Ringo Starr, Paul Simon, Maroon 5, Matchbox 20, Def Leppard, Marty Stewart, the Stray Cats, and dozens of more. I could keep rambling on, but we're very proud to say that all this gear around us was donated by those celebrities or companies like Gibson. Yowzer.
It's a little loud.
Oh, that's the second CD. What was your question?
So all of the Johnny Cash songs really going back to that?
Not all of them, so like
Hear the snare.
Columbia, he started using but it taught me to appreciate it.
There you go. I can't sing. Is that out?
It is, yes. The $1 Million Quartet session, by the way, everybody, it's been released. And
You mentioned it was
we
released.
usually have it next door. We were running low yesterday, so I don't know if we have any copies left, but Amazon, you can stream it on all the streaming sites. $1 Million Quartet.
The whole thing?
Pretty sure you can stream the whole
Hours and
thing.
hours and hours.
I think Apple Music and all that, yeah.
Wow.
They got it down to 2 hours from the 5, so. They got it down to the
It's not
meat
even worth it
potato.
anymore.
Drop 2 times? How you doing, man? Thank you so much. Yeah, let's do it.
You'll know quick. Get this.
Yeah, from Michael.
Yeah, first one with four. See, that's the
Yes, sir.
English is hard now, you know.
It's a tough one.
I came very far for this.
Where'd you come from?
I live north of Tel Aviv,
All right, cool, man. Wow.
so I'm one of the few Johnny Cash fans in my town.
Represent, man.
I'm
Yeah, you want me to get
in
a,
Memphis.
you do the mic shot?
Let's do the mic shot.
All right.
Well, let's see.
Do you want me in this, or do you want me to take a
If you
picture?
don't mind taking me up.
Yeah, I got you,
Yeah, you can
man.
help me get the state.
No, I got you, man. Here.
Is that really the spot in the
Yeah, that is the spot. That was the lead vocal spot. So
For
Sam,
everyone.
so Sam tested out where to put certain things in the room, and so that was
He tested
always
the whole-
electric guitar, this was always bass, and that was always lead vocal. So you gotta twirl the heel, you gotta point your finger over your right shoulder,
You gotta get the mic.
you gotta tilt the mic. That's
Right
it,
shoulder.
that's
There
it.
you go.
Hold that pose. Alright, hang on. 1, 2.
Carmen,